today's video, we are going to approach modulation, a change of key, in a different way. We're not going to think in terms of Dorian, Phrygian, Mixolydian, and all those modes. We're just going to forget it for a while and focus on what is most important when you're playing. We've covered this quite a bit, and today I'm going to show you exactly how to use this magical thing, which is the inner voice. You can improvise over anything if you just use this and this. What? Hi, my name is David Wallem and welcome to this channel, which is all about helping guitar players around the world find their unique voice, what makes them who they are, and develop that voice to tell their own musical story on the instrument. I say it all the time, but it's worth reminding people that this is your pencil. You are the author. The goal of this game is to use the pencil to tell your story. The guitar doesn't tell the story itself. You tell the story. So we've got to be in control of this thing. And oftentimes what we guitar players get caught up with is the analytical side of things. The scales, the patterns, the formulas, the theory. And yes, those things are important, but this might come as a surprise if you've been watching some of my videos, but really it's not the most important thing. I know that I stress this a lot. I do talk a lot about theory, applied theory on the instrument because I think it's helpful, but it's not the only thing. And without the knowledge that it starts within, then all those things that you learn are going to make you possibly a decent guitar player, but maybe not a very expressive player. Your music might become very influenced by the shapes. I'm totally guilty. This phrase that I play this all the time. Or maybe the formulas, the knowledge, and that can slow you down because now instead of thinking in terms of da 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 ba 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 da 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 da, what comes inside, you're thinking in terms of I'm going to target the major 6. Now I'm going to target the second. Those things are good, but not the most important thing. So, first of all, this is video 3 in a series on playing over modulation. In the first video, we talked about playing over 2 different keys, 2 different themes, 2 different subjects of a conversation. In the second video, which was released last day, whenever, I can't remember, a few days ago, we talked about playing over 3 keys. Today, we're back to thinking in terms of 2 different keys. That's the backing track. That is the conversation we're joining. But we're going to think completely differently. And we're going to look at what makes a solo or an improvisation interesting and full of life. And it's not what you might think. And for that, the first thing we need to do is this. We don't want this for now. This might be enslaving us. Yes, I've done this a lot on the channel, but we're going to do it today in the context of a modulation. So the first thing is we're joining something that is going on, and it's that thing. All right, so we're just listening, gathering information, and start phrasing, singing. Now, if you sing and it comes out, adjust. Just start singing. Da da ba da ba da ba da 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 ba da ba da ba da da ba da ba da. Now, what I just sang, I find it kind of interesting. Why? Because it's very different than what I would naturally play with this. If I started improvising over this, then or it works, but it's very guitar-like. It's not necessarily you. So that's why it's kind of interesting to do this exercise. Now, it might not come out naturally right away on the spot, but I'm gonna switch here. Let's just I'm gonna sing a little bit over this and try to pay attention to some of the things that makes this different than what I just played here. Well, first thing is I'm not carrying anything, so I have time to get into this conversation, the groove. See, my body language is kind of moving. Ba-da-ba-dum. Just kind of sing short phrases. Ba-da-ba-dum. I kind of like this. I'm going to say it again. Da-da-ba-da-bum. Ba-da-ba-ba-bum. I kind of like that too. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da-ba-da-bum. Okay, the one thing that I'm noticing here, and maybe you noticed that too, is that when I was singing, when I was developing that thing, the last note of every sentence was a little bit longer. Da-da-ba, the last note. And I'm remembering the last note and using that last note as an anchor for my next phrase. Ba-da-ba, ba-ba-ba-ba. Kind of imagining where those are. Ba-ba-ba-ba. 4 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can change the order. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-da-da. Bum. That works. Ba-da-ba. But that note that I was saying, bum, it had 2 different things here happening. It had 2 different meanings. The first meaning was this, over this first chord. We don't even need to know the chord, but bum, bum, means this. Now, on the second chord, bum, it also works, right? I know, I look ugly when I sing, sorry. Oh, how about this? I need to crop this. I'm going to look even uglier, but... You get it? That note was the same exact note. That's harmony, that's intervals, but it had different meanings. And because I stayed on a note long enough, when it modulated, when it changed keys, I had a chance to ask myself, remembering that last note, which was, what does that note do on this second key when it comes? So we're going to try that again. And create some phrases around that. So, is my note. It could be another note, it doesn't matter, but is the one that I'm playing. It is. It works, but different context. Now you can't play this thing. You can't sing the same scale. How about this? Doesn't work. I need to adjust it a little bit. Why am I doing all this? Because this work, no matter how ugly you look singing, or I look singing, this work happens in your mind. That's the inner ear that is guiding what you're playing. It's almost like you have the inner musician who you really are inside. It's kind of hidden inside of you, and oftentimes it's kind of buried inside. You don't even realize it exists because you're spending so much time on, all right, cage system, 3 note per string, and so forth, and technique, which are useful, but maybe not for what you're thinking. So the musician kind of gets buried inside. But when you improvise, if you can remember that more than scales and all that which are useful, there is this little musical director inside of you that needs to be heard. That's where interesting things can happen. Now, I would not necessarily suggest, if you're a gigging musician, using that, making that switch right away, because you're not going to sound very good at first. This is the kind of thing you work on your own. So how do you do this? Well, the first thing, you put your guitar down, you listen, just with one sentence, one phrase. And really, like even holding it is not good enough. I need to put it down, because if I hold it, my brain, something happens to my brain, I start thinking like a guitar player. I really don't want to. I like that. Okay, now I grab this. So the musical director inside me, who's hidden, told me to play this. I don't know how to play it. I can sing it because I've used my voice my whole life to speak. So I know that to make this, I need to put my throat this way, that much air. My throat needs to be like bum. But you could do the same. You just have to reteach yourself. Search around a little bit, maybe. Oh, that's higher. Here's my lick. Is it super comfortable on the guitar? Not really. Does it matter? Not really. It came from inside. That's what we need to play. So figure out a way. That works. Now remember, you can play the same pitch on different strings, different frets on the instrument. So that's where you search. I thought it worked. Two ways of playing that. So I'm going to now play it. Instead of singing it, I'm going to play it. I don't know. There it is. And after this, I hear na na na. Ba, 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 ba. That's cool. I like that. Ba, da, ba. So I've got that phrase. Is not something I would have ever played if I were to grab the guitar and just think like a guitar player. It only came out because of this on the side. Already, within this, we've been at this video for 15 minutes. Already, I developed my musical personality on my own without having to study a tab. I don't even know the scale of the key. Well, I do, but I don't need to. My voice, you'll be surprised at the things that your musical genius knows. That's part of the gift of music. Anyways, that's what I have. What else can we find with this? Well, let's find out. Let's listen. We're going to phrase a little bit using that. Don't touch it. You're going to start to think like a guitar player. I like that. Now I'm imagining the sound of this electric guitar doing it. I stay on the last note. Remember that. Mentally. Does that work? Yeah. That's a good transition note. And then I try to phrase using that. Oops. Well, I can't sing that high. So you're going to play a little bit slower if you are letting your inner musician take control. Now that's very demanding, right? You've got to concentrate on everything. So how do you take a break? Well, by doing this. I'm serious. Now, what I mean by this is that, yes, I play a little bit faster, but the inner musician was taking a little nap when I was doing that. My fingers were taking over. This kind of playing here, really, it's not relying on the inner musician at all. I'm not like, I'm not singing all that fast. I'm letting my fingers free, finger memory, which might sound to the unused ear super advanced, but it's not. The super advanced stuff is really when you're in control of every note. Because every note is intentional and every note really matches as best as you can that inner musician. This kind of thing happens, when you are practicing your scale patterns, you're letting your fingers take over. And there's a balance that you need to have. If all you're playing is solely based on the it's going to be hard to last a full gig. It's going to be hard to last a full 3 minutes. Even a full minute, it's really demanding. But if you can have that balance, that's where I think magic can happen, because you're pleasing not only the music lover, the music director, the musical genius inside of you, but you're also pleasing the guitar technique lover. So I'm going to try to blend both and see if you can notice where the change is happening. So now it's the inner musician. I know exactly. Giving it a break. Taking over. The inner musician is directing him. Took a break there, right? That's my director that is speaking. And so forth. So it's a mix of both things that make this happen. So that is what I have for you today. And I should have mentioned at the beginning of this video that you can get this backing track and the charts for free. This is part of a mini pack that I'm giving you guys. The link is below. This mini pack includes 3 backing tracks, 3 videos in this series. This is video number 3 on playing over chord changes. You get the backing tracks, you also get the charts, and it's completely free. Just visit the link below and enter your best email address so that I can send you that. You will also be added to my newsletter, which is free. And in the newsletter, I will send you some valuable free strategies to develop that personality on the instrument that we're after. And I'll also tell you about my paid courses. You can unsubscribe anytime. The pack is yours to keep. Thank you so much for watching this video. If this was your first visit, well, consider subscribing if you liked what you saw, because every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, a new video like this one comes out, helping guitar players around the world find their voice on the instrument to develop their own personal musical personality. Yeah, that's what I have for you. Thank you for watching this. I'll see you very soon. Practice well.